The reptiles, they didn't have an external ear. Instead, they had an opening that functioned like a ear and was called the tympanum. But mammals have external ears which are called as pinna. Bat is put under mammals which is capable of flying, but bats do not have feathers. Their body is also covered by hair itself. Respiration here in this case is by lungs. We do not have additional air sacs and all that. That is seen only in the aves. But we have lungs that helps us to respire. Hello everyone, a warm welcome to this session on First PUC Biology. I am Dr. Divya, Biology faculty with the Ashram Pre-University College, Temple of Excellence, Mysore. So in this session, let us learn about class Mammalia, which is under subphylum Vertebrata of chapter 4 Animal Kingdom. So let's learn the characteristic of mammals and then move on to learning about some of the MCQs under this particular topic. So class Mammalia, all the mammals are placed under class Mammalia and they are distributed in a wide variety of habitat throughout the world. So they are found in polar ice caps, for example, the polar bears, the deserts, that is the camels, kangaroo rat is one of the best example. In the mountains, the grizzly bears are one of the best examples. In the forest, that is the tigers which are found in the forest, the elephants, and in the grassland, especially the lions, deers and all that. And in dark caves, that is bats are found in the dark caves. And some of them, they have adapted themselves to fly. For example, the bats is the only mammal that is capable of flying, or some have adapted to live in water, that is the whale. They are marine, they live in water. The platypus lives in water as well as it can live on land as well. And they are homeothermous, that is they are capable of regulating their body temperature. They are warm-blooded. Whatever the external temperature is, that temperature, even if it is freezing also, it will not affect the internal temperature. So therefore, they are homeothermous and they have milk producing glands which are called as mammary glands, and these mammary glands are one of the characteristic feature of mammals which we don't find in all the other or any of the classes that we have studied so far in the previous sessions, wherein the young ones get nourished from the mother through milk that is produced by the mammary gland. So this is one of the characteristic feature or peculiar characteristic of mammals. And they have two pairs of limbs, that is the forelimb and the hind limb, which helps them to move, walk around, and also for feeding. For example, we human beings, we use our forelimbs, that is the hands. We also come under mammals. We use it for feeding or eating, right? And they have these limbs, that is that both the hind limbs and the forelimbs are adapted for walking around, for running, for climbing, and for burrowing also, and to swim and for flying as well. As in the case of bats, they are used for flying. And the skin of mammal. So this characteristic, that is the presence of hair, is seen. Hair is seen only in mammals and no other organisms under different classes. They have the hair that is entirely covering the body. Even we human beings also have hair which is very sparse, right? That is covering a body. And they have external ears or pinna are present. So this external that is there, this is called as the pinna. So they have the pinna, ear pinna. And other organisms, for example, amphibians and the reptiles, they didn't have an external ear. Instead, they had an opening that functioned like a ear and was called the tympanum. But mammals have external ears which are called as pinna. And they have different types of teeth that are arranged in the jaw, right? We have the incisors, the canine and molars and the premolars. These are the set of teeth that we have. So different types of teeth are arranged in the jaws. And like for us, our incisors are more dominant when compared to the canine. For the carnivores, that is the tigers, the fox and all that, which feed on raw flesh, they have to tear the flesh. In them, the canines are more prominent. So that is how different types of teeth are there, but which is the most dominant one, that depends on the food habit again. Next, heart is there. It is four-chambered, which is made up of two auricles and two ventricles. Respiration here in this case is by lungs. We do not have additional air sacs and all that. That is seen only in the aves. but we have lungs that helps us to respire. And the sexes are separate, wherein male is separate and female is separate. Fertilization is completely internal. The sperm will fuse with the ova or the egg. It will fertilize, development will take place, and all the process will take place inside the body of the organism itself. And they are viviparous, that is, they give birth to young ones. They give birth to young ones, and with few exceptions wherein platypus. So platypus is the only mammal that lay eggs. It is oviparous. Rest all the mammals are viviparous, and the development in this case is direct because the fetus looks exactly like looks almost similar to the adult itself. There is no intermediate stage of development here. Therefore, development is direct. Talking about some of the examples, oviparous or Nithornhynchus. So, Nithornhynchus is platypus. So, platypus is the only oviparous mammal, that is the egg laying mammal that is there. So, this is platypus, and platypus have beak, and I told you they are capable of living in water as well. That is why they have webbed foot like this. And some of the viviparous, that is the mammals which directly give birth to young one. There is Macropus, which is kangaroo. Petropus, that is flying fox. So flying fox is nothing but the fruit bat. So this is Petropus, the flying fox, Petropus. And then there is Camelus, which is camel. Then Macaca, that is Rhesus macaca, which is monkey. Then Rattus, rat. Canis, dog. Felis, cat. Elephas, elephant. Equus, horse. Delphinus, which is the common dolphin. So this is Delphinus, common dolphin. And there is Balaenoptera, that is blue whale. So this is blue whale. Blue whale. And there is Panthera tigris, which is the scientific name for tiger, and Panthera leo, the scientific name for lion. Like that, various organisms are there. Some of the examples have been given in your NCERT textbook. So these are some of the examples. So now we know some of the distinguishing characteristic features of mammals and also the examples. We shall move into learning about the MCQs under this. Dash is a mammal capable of flying. Platypus, bats. Platypus is the oviparous mammal. Bats, pigeon, kangaroo. Kangaroo, they do not fly. Bats is the right option here, or they can give the option as flying fox. Flying fox also can be given the option, or Pteropus also can be given as the option, because Pteropus also means flying fox. So therefore, if Pteropus is given, then also it's correct. If flying fox is given, then also the answer is correct. So you have to be careful in that way. Option B is the right answer here. And pigeon, it is in aves. Though they fly, don't get confused. It comes under class aves. Here I am asking about class Mammalia. The external ears of mammals are called tympanum. No, tympanum are the ear openings of amphibians and reptiles. Scutes, no, scutes are the scales that are present on reptiles. Pinnae, it is pinnae. Mammary glands is the lactating gland that is there in mammals, which produces milk. It has nothing to do with the ear. So, external ears of mammals are called pinnae. Dash is an oviparous mammal. Petropus, Delphinus, Platypus, none of the above. It is Delphinus, not dolphin. It is Platypus. Platypus is the only egg-laying mammal here, or it is oviparous. Rest of them are viviparous. Mammalians have dash-chambered heart. 1, 2, 3 and 4. It is 4-chambered heart. Both mammals as well as aves, they have 4-chambered heart with 2 auricles and 1 ventricle. Or the question can be asked like this. Mammalian heart has 1 auricle or 1 auricle, 1 ventricle, 2 auricles, 1 ventricle, 2 auricles, 2 ventricles. So that time you have to choose 2 auricles, 2 ventricle as the option. Next question. Dash is the characteristic features of mammals. Dash is a characteristic feature. Now I have to find out which is a characteristic feature out of the 4 options that are given. Mammary glands, monoecious. Monoecious, no, because mammals are dioecious. the sexes are separate. Male is separate, female is separate. Scales on their body, no, mammals do not have scales on their body. They have hairs on the body. So therefore, this is also wrong. Presence of tympanum. Mammals do not have tympanum. Instead, they have pinna or external ears. The right option is mammary glands, which help them to produce milk, which nourishes the young ones. So mammary glands, option A, is the characteristic feature of mammal. Dash is not a characteristic feature. Every time since the previous sessions, I have been telling you, very carefully understand and read the question. Don't be in a hurry or a haste. It will always lead to answering wrong. What have I asked you? Dash is not a characteristic feature. So out of the 4 options, which contains 3 options are the characteristic feature, the one that is not, we have to find out. 4-chambered heart. Not the right answer, because mammals have a 4-chambered heart, 2 auricles, 2 ventricles. 4 limbs is not the right option here, because 4 limbs, mammals do have 4 limbs, so therefore it is not the right option. Body hair, mammals body is covered by hair, so therefore it is a characteristic feature. We can't choose option C as well. Feathers on body. Feathers on body is the characteristic feature of birds that come under class Aves. So it is not a characteristic feature of mammals. Now don't get confused. Okay, bat is put under mammals, which is capable of flying, but bats do not have feathers. Their body is also covered by hair itself. So therefore, feather on the body is not a characteristic feature of mammals. So therefore, option D is the right answer here. So this was about the session wherein we learnt about the characteristic features of mammal and then went into studying some of the MCQs under this. I hope you understood this session well. So we shall meet again in the coming session, taking up a new chapter and discussing or learning the topics under it and learning the MCQs under it. So see you in the next session with a new topic. Thank you.